Welcome to this behind the scenes video where I'll take you through all the different steps behind how I made my sterling silver jewellery line. I've divided the video up into different chapters to show you all the steps involved, including the reasons why I created the jewellery line, designing, refining and iterating on the actual design itself, receiving parcels, designing the packaging, digitizing the design. I'll take you through the business side of things, the video, the photo shoot and all the different parts that made up this journey. Hi, my name is Lizzie Snow and I work under my artist name 40-100. I create contemporary explorations of the mandala and fractal inspired artworks. I draw, paint murals internationally, release prints, products and collaborate with select brands around the world. Welcome to my YouTube. Click the mandala in the corner to subscribe to my channel as I upload art and art business videos every single week. Before all of the logistics of designing, looking at samples and putting together the jewellery, I wanted to quickly share with you the why, the reason behind creating this sterling silver jewellery. The feeling of drawing, painting and practicing yoga is really like no other. It's grounding, freeing and invigorating. It's that flow state of mind, and I wanted to create a necklace that would be a reminder of this feeling throughout the day even when you're not engaged in those practices. People also experience that when playing music, knitting, cooking, running, surfing or whatever form of centering action or meditation they might choose. A mandala is symbolic of the center, a space of tranquility, so this whole project came together perfectly. I hand drew this mandala and had it custom made in 925 stamped sterling silver. No matter what the project is, I really like working in pencil just to start with. These are really rough ideas. It's just communicating to myself what the design might look like. So for this jewellery, the most important part is actually the negative space, so I'm just drawing in here, then digitizing the design and sending it to my jewellery manufacturer. Everything is made custom, so they need it all digital. Here is the first silver sample. It's really beautiful, but it's not quite right, so I'm gonna try another one. I think it needs to be a little bit smaller, have a little bit more of a negative space and be a little bit more kind of regular. So trying these different examples. See how the draft drawing turned into this? These ones are draft drawings as well, so don't judge me for the roughness. It's just about communicating to myself what kind of things I want before drawing the finals. Alright, these are the 6 I'm choosing between from my new drawings. I do really like this one, but it might be a little bit too complicated. Okay, so I've put them together into kind of mock-ups. That's the original there, and then the new ones, and then I sent this to a couple of my closest friends and family, and everyone pretty much chose the same one, and this is the one that I like too. So this is going to be the final jewellery design, although I'll order 2 different samples of 2 different designs.
Oh yeah, yeah. La 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 la. Raindrop on the blacktop, hard stuff.
I'm drawing the final design here just to make it perfect and ready to go. And this is what I'm going to be ordering from my supplier. So ordering 2 just to choose between and then digitizing them. So this is from my jewellery manufacturer, the 3D file before printing.
Someone's gonna love me right one of these days.
There is so much to do for launching a product like this. Figuring out the pricing, bookkeeping, record keeping, figuring out who my audience and target market is, looking at different competitors, seeing what other businesses are doing, contacting suppliers, doing the marketing, designing visual assets, figuring out the launch, doing promotions, updating my progress timeline, deciding on the product copy, brand voice, deciding whether I'll use social media influencers, who, when, what, shipping logistics, that's always very complicated, improving the packaging, and refining the website online shop listing.
A losing game.
This is the packaging that I designed right at the beginning just to have an idea. Although it looks really cool, this probably won't be possible. It's super expensive to do something like that, but it's good to kind of know what I'm looking at. This is an idea I just kind of mashed together on Photoshop. This is what I've drawn up to decide between. I think I'll have like a shiny silver printed onto a black box, and I'm trying this little F for 4100, just a bit of a variation. Here is the design. I think it'll look really good, so I'll put the 4100 silver printed inside as well. But I'll order a sample because everything always looks a little bit different once it arrives in real life. The sample arrived. I do like it, but I don't know, it kind of looks a bit tacky. I preferred how it looked when I was designing it on the computer, but it's not quite right, and the quality isn't quite there either. Like the seam on the back, it's kind of crumpled. Yeah, still happy I did them though. They can sit on my shelf as mementos from the jewellery making process. Time to redesign the packaging. I actually think I'll do like a whole different thing. First I'll work with this design to see if I can fix it, make it crispier, and then I went and designed a whole new artwork. Still took that F from the first design, and I'm going to do this really simplistic minimalist black box, and then the logo design will be printed with black ink, so it'll be like shiny black on top of matte black. Really simple, and then a velvet box inside where the jewellery will sit on. Again, I'm definitely going to order a sample because you just never know what something's going to look like once it arrives. The new jewellery samples arrived, and I'm actually really stoked with how they worked out. You can see they're just like a little bit more delicate and dainty, or even than the first one, so I'm really pleased. I got a couple of ones with more space, less space to see, and I think the ones with more space, like more negative space, look better. So I'm deciding between them, and I think this one might be it. I'm still glad I got two, because it could be the second jewellery launch, but yeah, this is going to be the 4100 sterling silver jewellery. I'm trying to choose a chain length, and I'm deciding between the choker and the princess, I think. 17 inches would be ideal, but that's not really like a standard. You have to get that special ordered. So I think I'm going to go with the 18 inches, so it will sit like just in there, which I think is about right. And the other thing I have to choose is the actual like link, because there are so many different options, and it does have an effect of what it looks like. So I'm actually thinking of getting the Rolo chain. I ended up ordering two samples, so this is a curb chain, and then the Rolo chain is the one below. I do like the curb chain, it's probably the most popular, but I have a special place in my heart for the Rolo chain, so I think that's the one I'm going to pick. The Rolo chain is made in Italy, which I really like, so yeah, I think this is going to be it. Here's the Rolo chain with the pendant. It works really well. I like how delicate and dainty it is, so this is going to be the final chain for the jewellery. On our way to shoot the jewellery campaign. George is here. It's actually pretty cold, so I'm wearing all of the layers, and then I'm gonna strip down for the final shots. Here are some snippets from the video shoot. You'll have to go and see the full video to see the outcome. That was absolutely freezing, but we got it done. I placed the full jewellery order, so I've got to do some quality control. They look really, really good though. I'm super stoked. They're so shiny and perfect. The manufacturer did such a good job. So I'll put everything together. Ooh, yeah. The boxes arrived and they look fantastic. I love how simple it is, but it's super effective and it looks different in different lights. It's time to put the pendants on the chains and into each box and get everything ready. I also designed these pamphlets to go into the boxes because it's nice to have a bit more branding and context, especially if someone buys one of the necklaces and they aren't directly aware of my work. So yeah, they weren't quite the right size, but I trimmed them down and it's got a little bit of information, logos, social media, bit of artwork, a quote, that kind of thing. So it's just the right size. It's just the right size after trimming it, but it'll do, it's perfect. Photo shoot time for the product photos. I shot a whole lot with the DSLR and then the mirrorless camera, but then actually in the end a lot of the photos that came out were better on the iPhone, so the iPhone trumps still in a lot of different situations. Here are the selection of the shots.
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Not long to go now. I'm using my daily planner as kind of my launch plan, making the last visual assets, figuring out what I'm going to do in terms of order, like am I going to do a countdown, figuring out the Facebook posts, ads. You can get everything ready and schedule them, and then editing all of the final videos. It's going to be great. I am so excited to have released the sterling silver jewellery line. It's been a long time in the making, and I'm really stoked to be able to invite you into the behind the scenes process too. You can buy the necklaces now at fortyonehundred.com. There's free international track shipping, so enter the code innercalm at checkout and that will be applied. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll see you next time.